Hello, dolls and accessories. I'm your host, Kelly, and this is Barbie Talk.
Barbie Talk with Kelly and Pink.
Cassie, known as Dolls on the Scene on Instagram, shares content such as doll hunts, dioramas, and twinning with her mini. Her content feels so welcoming, so let's welcome Cassie. Hi, Cassie. Welcome to Barbie Talk.
Kelly, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my goodness. It's such an honor to have you here. I'm so excited to see a little bit of your collection and get chatting. So let's get right into it. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how your relationship with Barbie started.
Absolutely. I am Cassie Jenkins, based here in Los Angeles, born and raised in San Diego, California. And Barbie has been such a passion of mine since the first time I held my first Barbie doll at the age of 4. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm moving into that tween and teen area, which has been interesting, but I love connecting with the community on Dollstagram and beyond. And I'm so grateful for our conversation today. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Do you remember your first Barbie doll? Maybe you have her there with you.
I sure wish I did. It is actually the roller skating Barbie. I have the pleasure of being a twin. So I have a twin brother, and we both received our dolls at the same time. I want to say maybe around our 4th birthday. There's a picture somewhere. I'll have to dig it out. I think my sister, she kind of keeps all the photos for the family. I am holding the Barbie with roller skates. I love roller skating. She's got the purple and the red and the dolphin shorts, and my brother is holding the Ken. And so I loved that we were able to experience that for the first time. I held on to that doll and received many other dolls over the course of my life and was just hooked.
That's such a great memory to have that with your brother. So did your brother collect too?
He did not.
Okay, but he was nice enough to play with you.
He was nice enough to play with me, and sometimes he did some different things with the dolls and his wrestling figures. But you know what? He still to this day is so supportive and glad that I still kept a fun hobby that means so much to me.
That's wonderful. I mean, I'm assuming that doll probably falls on one of your top favorite lists.
Absolutely.
Do you have any others that would fall on that list?
I would say one of my other favorites is Peaches and Cream. I have the dress somewhere in the original doll. That was actually my first African-American doll. And I was so excited to receive her. So I don't have her in front of me, but can I show you a really close second?
Oh, is that our friend Dee Dee?
It's our friend Dee Dee, and I have some other friends that I'm so excited to share other favorites.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
right.
You've got them all.
I have them all.
Goodness.
And this was really sweet. A student of mine, I am a fashion professor, and one of my students, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, was at an estate sale. I still have my diva. She doesn't look the same anymore. She doesn't look like exactly. Not like weird Barbie, but she went through some aging. And so this doll, my student didn't even know that this was a favorite, and she found her for me. And the fun thing I'll have to show you, do you see close up? Dee Dee still has like how the rubber bands.
Oh my goodness. That's like the original rubber bands.
Original rubber band. And they were just my favorites. I love to pose them, put them in little concerts. I have the stage. And I loved having the diverse line with all the different dolls, which was super fun to me. Near and dear. And let me show you. Oh, yes, you have her too.
I do. I got to thank Giovanni from the Dollhouse. We did a doll swap, and this was part of what he sent to me. Look at that. With the shoes still. With the shoes that never stay on.
Oh, my goodness. I know. And look, of course, he kept her in pristine condition. I love that. I love that for you. And look who I had a crush on.
Who did you have a crush on? Oh, my God. Derek, of course. But his face was so different than Ken.
It was just so different. I mean, just a whole vibe. I don't know, maybe I wanted him to be part of a reunion tour a few years back. So I took like a Sharpie and added some silver. He would be the guy that still had the looks, but just natural aging, which we all appreciate. So
that's salt and pepper. That salt and pepper look, right? And of course, we brought our queen here. This is the repro.
Yes.
This is the 2000. This is the 50th anniversary. So this is not. I do have one in box, the original 1985, and then I do have out of box that I had like thrifted. Crazy.
Perfect.
Yeah, beautiful. Such a beautiful line.
Yay. Agree.
When it comes to your content, I see that your Minnie plays a big role in a lot of your content. How did she come to be? And I'd love to see her if she's around.
Oh my goodness. This was special because I want to say when I was in college in the late 90s, she was a gift from my mom. I believe, is it Our Generation doll? And my mom said she looks so much like you. And so I loved that, even though I had pulled back from Barbie a little bit, or I was a little bit more on the low with it. Like I would still go to the toy aisle and check out the dolls, but I didn't necessarily buy a doll. So she sent her to me, and look who I happen to have with me today.
And she's wearing the exact that you're wearing.
Yes.
I have to ask, first of all, you're fantastic with getting your Minnie's outfit to match what you're wearing. For a piece like this, for example, I'm assuming this was made. How do you make these pieces?
Oh, such a great question. Twinning was something so fun, I would say, during the midst of the pandemic. It was a fun way to connect. I know Grandma Gets Real had started a really fun challenge too on Instagram. This particular piece, it's a sock from like the dollar store. And so one night I had kind of been brainstorming about it. I call this like my Joseph coat of sweater of cardigan of many colors. And I wanted her to have one too. So I found the sock and I just hand stitched it together. And then I want to say this is a Fashion Avenue pink dress. And people have told me that I look good in pink. So I thought, you know what, let me start making sure that I can give Minnie some more pink as well. And even the jewelry I will do. Little hoops and things like that, necklaces. And it's just a labor of love to find pieces. People will ask me sometimes, do you have your pieces first or Barbie's pieces, Minnie-Me's pieces? And honestly, I can go either way. I would say 50-50. She has something and then I find something in my closet or thrift, right? We're about eco-friendly whenever possible, that I find something that coordinates.
It just makes it so much better to know that you didn't break the bank to do that. It's a sock. Yeah. It's a sock, you know, like it's easy to find these things. I think sometimes we overcomplicate things where sometimes it's right under our nose, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like once I start thinking about it, I usually will find something. Yeah, nice and affordable. And I will have this probably forever, ever, you know?
And I love that you're really good with the details, the earrings, the jewelry. You go all out.
Yes.
Speaking of all out, I saw you and your Minnie were all out at the recent Barbie Addicted collab event out there in Los Angeles. So tell us a little bit about that experience. I think you saw Paris Hilton.
Yes, that was a total surprise. I did not know she was going to be there. She was so kind, warm, and gracious. And I ended up seeing one of my former students who now works for Addicted in marketing. So it was like a really sweet full circle moment. Graduation at my college was on the same day. So I was like, got my, all my robe and I was ready to go to graduation, of course, and support my students. And my department chair called me earlier that week and said, hey, we follow each other. He's following me at Dolls on the Scene. And he said, I know you love Barbie. I wanted to tell you about an event. It's happening on Friday, right? All the leadership will be at graduation. I know you wanted to go. Would you be open to going to this Barbie and Addicted? Yeah, my eyes on the phone. You could probably imagine my eyes were like, yes. It was like a rhetorical question. Would you like to attend and represent the university? And so that authentic connection, right, with me being an avid collector and enthusiast. So I was so happy and I already started to think, okay, what are me and Minnie going to wear? What are some of the talking points? What's the content that I want to grab? And I also just wanted to be present as well. So such a fun experience that I'm so glad I got to be a part of.
Yeah. And that's just it. You want to absorb the fact that you're there. You want to take it all in, but you're also like, okay, I want to make the content too. So it's a fine balance. And you do like when I saw how close you were to Paris Hilton, I'm like, wow, that must have been such an experience. So you talked a little bit about what you do in your career. Do you bring Barbie or your hobby into your teachings in any way, or do you kind of keep the two separate?
I love that question. I absolutely do. I didn't at first. Right. I would say for the first few years, maybe people knew a little bit on the side when I maybe brought a hot topic in about Barbie. But what I started to do a few years ago is I would bring Jen Yang. He does the Flushable Fashion Challenge. He is, a huge collector in Singapore. And so I started to do a challenge. I taught a design thinking course. And the students on the first day of school, I would say, you know what? They don't know me. I don't know them yet. For the most part, if they were never in one of my courses before, let's make this the icebreaker. And the students it would be like a breath of fresh air. They're adults, but they got to play and create. And then they would go around and talk about their designs and why they created it. And the students would start to say, I wish we could do this every week. And they always remember that. That would come back up on my evaluations or maybe in a thank you note at the end of the semester. And this year, after I've done it a few times, this year I decided to bring my clothing to class and let them kind of pick and choose. And I connected it to marketing personas. So who's your target audience? What's the demographics and the psychographics? And it was a fun way for them to dress their dolls and like, oh, this is, she works in a creative field and she's this age and this is what she does. But to do that through the doll is such a connective way that I think all educators really could bring pieces of themselves to class. For me, my favorite is bringing Barbie to the lesson.
I love that. And so are you a marketing teacher?
I am.
Okay. So that was my field of study. That's actually what I do for work.
And I could tell too. I could tell, Kelly.
How could you tell?
You're very thoughtful and intentional about your content. And I really love that. I love going to see how you're talking about what you found, whether it was a thrift trip or an unboxing or even what you just, Giovanni was so gracious to send to you. I love watching that. And it's not marketing. It's already a part of you because you're a wonderful storyteller.
I really appreciate the kind words. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You do a lot of dioramas and a lot of scenes. So they're very detailed, kind of like your mini. So I'm not surprised. So do you have anything there that you can show us? Maybe something recent or something that you're working on?
Oh, yeah, I would love to. Should I pick you up and take you over to my diorama section?
Oh, wow. This is beautiful.
Yes. So you know what? This is one that has been up for a while, and I'll back up a little bit just to show you. I'm trying to optimize my space as much as possible. So I've got these little bins, and then I got kind of this party table that's adjustable. So I'm starting to leave this in the doll room. So I have a dedicated space for dioramas that I can kind of move and change as necessary. So this one is kind of a park scene or even kind of a city square. And my youngest daughter, she's 11, she helped me create this. So we got this new doll. She wanted to have her with the dog, something inclusive to show some different types of dolls. And then she was helping me set up this farmer's market scene. So maybe even a little kid could roll up to this part.
Oh,
this is one of those fun play sets from like Five Below, teeny tinies. And then just all the little details with the little food. We even like to take unconventional items like earrings, for example. We remove the little hook and look at these. These are little jelly jars.
Oh,
so earrings or jewelry. And so we figured this could be a little farmer's market where people could, maybe there's some canned preserves that people are buying along with little reusable totes that we have from Barbie. And so this is just a fun way for storytelling. We've got some artificial grass here, some little topiary type plants that we get from the bric-a-brac section at thrift stores. This is a bath mat, like a bamboo bath mat that really adds some nice dimension. Maybe that's a background on a fence. That's really fun to incorporate. We even have a little, baby here. Maybe they're hanging out at the park, and then a little seesaw. And so there's just fun little elements that we like to add. I like to, and hey, if the kids aren't down to play, Mama will still be over here playing and adding the lovely details here. So this is one of the dioramas that I've started to build. And the cool thing about this is 1 week I can focus on a coffee shop. The other week, maybe I'm just zooming in on this lovely model here and her dog. the baby, and then maybe even the grandma. So I'm trying to think, how can I optimize the scenes where I'm not spending like all day setting up a scene? It's something that can be a struggle at times. And then I only have like one post for it. So that's something that I like to think about, like a shot list.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I love seeing what people do with their dioramas because I've always been so intimidated by the fact that I don't have space. And now seeing what you're doing here with the table, and a couple of my other guests, like Make a Mark with Dolls, with these dioramas that fold. When I see your dioramas, Cassie, I would think you have a massive room, and it's just something so simple.
It really is. That's a really great point. To me, it's really been about optimizing the space. And even if that means kind of changing it around, from time to time, that's what I'll do. But this table, and my mom even helped me. She's such a great supporter. She said, yeah, why don't you add a little table? And then you can house, I've got some, dolls and things here, and some little supplies here, and really think strategically about your space so you don't feel too overwhelmed.
And I love that it's a family affair. You talked about your daughter helping you, your mother's supportive. Shout out to the family who supports the cause.
Yes. It's such a blessing and a gift to have them support. And it means so much to me.
Beautiful. Something that I really enjoy about your content is some of the funny reels. You just mentioned earlier that you grabbed some stuff for your diorama from Five Below. And I saw your really funny Five Below reel, which I laughed. And you do like reality checks and like the POV with like trending audio, which I find so funny. And you apply it to Barbie. What inspires you to kind of bring that humor into your content?
Yeah, similar to the classroom, I realized over time, when I grew up, I was kind of a shy, quiet person, but that made me really observant. And I feel like I still am, people watching, studying people. And a way that would kind of bring down my shell as a kid, I'd have this unassuming humor and I would make people laugh, young and old. And so that's something that I like to bring and just bring joy, brighten people's day with kind of tongue-in-cheek humor or kind of poking fun at myself. And we like relatable. And I notice that that's a common thread and through line. People will say, oh, this is so relatable. This is funny. And so I like to bring that to the table, bring that to my content.
Definitely relatable. And I think it's funny because we're all thinking it, but no one says it. And then you have a really funny and unique way of actually saying what we're all thinking, which is nice. Do you have a doll there that has a funny story attached to it?
You know what? She is right here. Let's see. I've got her styled up. Something I also love to do is just style the dolls up. But do you remember her? She has the locks, like similar to my hair, and she's the anniversary Barbie doll in that black and white striped gown.
Yeah.
And there's a really funny video I did with her where she's still in her box, and it's another doll. Her hair is kind of looking a little bit more disheveled. I've got like a paper towel wrapped around her, and she's holding on, almost like window shopping. She's holding on to the box, the other doll. And it's basically the on-screen caption talks about body swapping, and it's called Woman to Woman. And it's like, hello. And so she's talking to her, basically saying like, give me one more chance before I have to donate, my body to you. And so it was a lot of fun. And one of the content creators, she had almost 1,000 likes on her comment. And the song is called Woman to Woman. But she wrote in her comment, Barbie to Barbie. And it was so cute, kind of Barbie to Barbie talking like, hey, wait, I'm not ready yet. But yeah, I ended up switching bodies anyway. So
that's really funny and very creative. Kudos to you.
Yay.
And what a beautiful Brooklyn. I mean, that is the 65th. Like, look at even the hair, the locks is just
so gorgeous.
Chef's kiss.
Agree. I like that blue shadow. I was like, oh, maybe I should get inspired and try that.
Do you have a doll there that has a memorable story attached to it?
Ooh, you know what? Going back to thrifting, and I'll kind of cover her up, some of the fun finds that I have found, I mean, original hair, braid, rubber band, whoever styled her, and then even the kind of discoloration, but found her at the thrift store. Someone just dropped her off, and I was able, I like to say, rescue her and add her to my collection. This was really special. And so I need to dress her. She did have that original striped bathing suit as well. It had just some natural holes and discoloration, which also was part of the original story too. But yeah, one of my special finds.
Do we know what this one is? Do we need help identifying it?
Yeah, I
If
think
it's a
we might
number.
need help identifying. Yeah. Should we do some research? Yeah.
Maybe we should, if anybody on here can identify her. Does she have any green in her ears?
She just a little bit maybe where the earrings were, but it
Yeah.
seems really
It's
subtle.
actually not bad.
It's not bad at all. Let me see. Look, I might have to put my readers on, see if I can. If not, I can definitely follow up on the number and see what is here. Ooh.
Does she have holes in her feet? Maybe.
She does not. So that was something I checked. She does
Yeah.
not have holes in her feet.
So that's like the first thing.
That's
You
the
know what,
first
maybe
thing.
if we hold up her face to the camera, somebody can identify.
Yes, made in Japan. It is on her foot.
Oh, wow. She looks great for how old she is. Well, if
I know,
anybody
right?
recognizes or thinks they can know what number she may be, leave a comment below.
That would be wonderful. Good. We've got some detectives in the comments, I'm sure.
We do. And it's a blonde ponytail. Maybe we could do a side profile too.
Yeah.
Just to see. Her ears aren't bad at all, Cassie. Oh,
no.
wow. Wow. Well, I can't wait to see what you do with her, and hopefully someone can identify her and let us know in the comments below.
Yes, absolutely. And I did find it was a repro, but still, how fun to find out in the wild, you know? Yeah.
Beautiful.
So fun.
Even the repros are really, really well done.
Yeah, they really have done a great job with them. Agreed. In agreement with you a little bit. Okay.
And thrifting them, it's just like, oh my goodness. What is that hunt like for you? Like, what does like the thrift hunt feel like for you?
The thrift hunt feels so good because it's that anticipation. It's waiting to see and being okay if I didn't find anything in that particular day. But I have another one I want to show you that I found. And I was with my mom, so this made it even special because she saved all my dolls for me and gave them to me, about 10 years ago. We found her just wrapped in plastic, just waiting for us. I think $3.99. And I was like, this doll is almost 30 years old or over 30 years old? I think 94.
This repro? Yeah.
This repro.
So she was in this dress?
She was in this dress. She was already in the dress, already had the gloves on. And dare I say, I don't know if I changed the shoes, but this was her. She still had these details. I just had to brush her hair a little bit. Even the necklace, was this the original, I wonder?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is solo in the spotlight. And it's, again, the repros are beautiful. It's like a treasure hunt going thrifting, right?
Absolutely.
You just don't know what you're going to find.
You don't know what you're going to find. And the things that just make you smile. I remember when I found, my kids were little, so they were kind of playing nearby at the thrift store. And I found, and I had the same set, but maybe I gave it away, when I was going to college or whatever. It was the Barbie and the Rockers instruments and the whole band, the stage. I found it. I almost thought, wait a minute, I better hurry up and grab this in case. It was like $8. I was like, somebody might have made a mistake. Let me hurry up and grab this box before someone else gets it. And the sweetest thing about that is I had that set back in the late 80s, single mom, 3 kids, and the beauty of our relationship with her is each of us, we have a younger sister. She was able to nurture all of our hobbies and what we liked. And my siblings found it, the Barbie and the Rocker set, the original one I had, they found it behind her bed and told me 2 months ahead of time. I was like, I don't like surprises, or I like surprises, I didn't want to know. And so I had to, pretend I didn't want to tell my mom we found out. But I remember her putting that on layaway and just working hard to get us, something special each holiday. Even my Barbie dream house, I remember too getting that. So when I found that set again, it kind of brought like a twinkle and tear in my eye because I felt like it was taking me back to my childhood in such a beautiful way.
Definitely. Like, what a sweet memory. What a great story. I've got a few from Barbie and the Rockers too. I actually have that Barbie and the Rockers stage, the Hot Rockin' stage.
Yes.
It was actually my sister's, but it's nice to hear other stories because I remember when my sister would go out, she was 7 years older than me. I would say, Mom, can we get down the Hot Rockin' stage? And she'd be like, shh, don't tell your sister. She would take it down. I'd play with it. And then we'd be like, oh, she's home. And we'd like quickly go put it back. She didn't want me touching her stuff. I bought a new one nonetheless, but it's just such a fun playset. When I hear other people talk about it, it just brings back so many memories. And it's funny how we all can share and relate to those feelings.
Yes, that's what I love about this community and how we can relate and brings back memories, or we create new memories, which is also beautiful as well.
Which is really nice that you have your daughters. Some people who have children, sometimes they're into it, sometimes they're not. Like, how's your relationship with your daughter with Barbie? Is she into it? Is she enjoying it?
Yeah, they both were. And I would say what brought us so much closer together, and different seasons now. But my 11-year-old, she still really likes to play. And I can tell after she's had maybe a busy day, she just has kind of that quiet time where she's creating and she's styling and she's playing in the different houses. And if she needs help, she might say, Mom, I need some help picking out a new family. What do you think? And then I can be kind of her little consultant, but she loves to style the hair. And then my 13-year-old, she definitely used to I would say she was more of the builder. And so she'll create some of the sets with me on the side. But I say now she kind of moved from Barbie to beauty. But they both have an appreciation for the times that we were able to share. I would say, especially when I created this account in 2020, I would share Barbie stuff on my personal account. But it was finally 2020 when I had more time. I said, you know what? I'm going to create like a Barbie world in our family room and just play till our heart's content. That's what felt steady and normal in a sense. So they'll always have that to carry with them.
It's really nice that your daughters, you can share that with them. And, pass it on to them one day when you're not around. I mean, it's a topic that we've talked about on the show as well, is what happens to all these dolls when we're not here? We don't want them ending up in a thrift store, right? So it's really nice that you can kind of pass on that onto your daughters.
Yeah.
You mentioned a little bit about the doll community. So what has the doll community meant to you since, I guess, starting up on Instagram?
Yeah, it's been such a great way to bond over a shared hobby. I would say maybe it took me more time to even think about having kind of a doll exclusive Instagram account because I was like, people think this is kind of like weird that I'm like an adult and I'm still playing. And then finally, when I let that go, I just would see more people popping up and connecting, or people who already maybe had been creating and sharing. And it was that solidarity and camaraderie that I really appreciate. And even you and I, when we were first able to connect kind of over DM and like sharing thoughts or, things that we liked or saw out in the wild or gave each other tips, I really appreciate that about every single person. You know what I really like too is that we all collect differently. Like maybe there's some similarities in our collection, but maybe some of us have more, in box dolls or out or whatever our different setups are. I think that's what makes our community so vibrant, is that there's so many different takes, and that should all be celebrated.
Yes, I agree 100%. I was actually going to ask you, do you have like a recent purchase there that you'd like to share with us?
Ooh, yeah. Let me go grab. A recent doll that I'm so excited about is Debbie Allen. Grew up with her, watching Fame as a little kid or reruns, or even all of her participation with shows like A Different World. And I just knew I had to have her, the quintessential, my favorite colors from back in the day. So really wanted to celebrate her, love all her details. And there were some really sweet videos that she did with the doll and with her dance company, little ballerinas and dancers embracing the doll. So not to say I won't open her, but just for now, I've been enjoying kind of almost like window shopping, but she's mine on the shelf, on the doll shelf.
Do you tend to be a out-of-box collector, or like how do you decide whether you're going to open or not?
Yeah, you know what? Lately, I would say maybe even in the past couple of years, and some of it might be space. And I would say I've even slowed down a bit on purchasing. And I only open, I think, when I really am like, okay, I want to play, or I'm envisioning a specific scene, like the Joanna Gaines doll. I opened her pretty immediately and I created like a diorama. My whole goal was kind of to, and I'm not quite there, but I will be this year, is to have this like episodes of dioramas, kind of just as we were, talking and walking through the process and helping just each other think outside the box or share ideas. So with that said, if I have an idea of a story or a scene in mind, I will open up the box. I would like to say maybe my collection is about 30-70, so maybe 30% still in the box. And then I have some drawers in my dollway in the hallway where I've got dolls kind of by era or maybe by collection that are stored and housed that way. I don't know if someone would come for me in the comments about that, but no, they are protected. They're away from the sun. I think maybe just more of a space thing right now that I kind of pull some to the side. Yeah.
What kind of impact do you hope that your content has on people when they come across your Instagram page?
I hope people feel just a little lighter. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and just a sense of peace and joy. I come back to that word joy, of something that just feels light. I love when people will comment like, I needed this today. I needed a laugh, or this makes me smile. This makes my heart happy. And so I just love to spread that really joy, peace, and love through doll play. Is really kind of the mark that I want to leave.
And I think you do a great job at that, for sure. Definitely. So that's why I wanted to have you on the show, because I just love your content, and you do that. Your content is so welcoming, and the humor, and it's just bright. And I love seeing you when you do stuff with your daughters. It feels very, again, you were using the word relatable. It's like the word of the hour, but it really is. If Mattel were to ask you, if someone from Mattel in marketing walked into your room and said, we're going to repro one of your dolls, which one would you tell them to do?
You know what I would say, and it's not Barbie, but it is Mattel, is the happy family grandparents. I just feel like they are so super special. I like the idea of having generational dolls, and I find that I get creative by using maybe movie dolls or other dolls from Mattel that may not have been intended as like a grandparent or aunt or uncle. But I love kind of that storytelling of the different generations. So I would say if there was an opportunity to create, a young at heart doll or dog collection, that would definitely bring a big smile to my face.
And it's funny because that happy family, I mean, like, is that not essentially Midge and Alan? That's essentially who it is, right?
Yeah.
And I see that you do have a grandma that you use in your content.
I do have a grandma, and I got a grandpa. That was a grill. It was my mom and my husband got together and surprised me with that. I didn't ask for anything in particular. I just said one day if it ever worked out. And so there's a video of me, I think, like, oh my goodness, opening up the box on Christmas. So, and it's the African-American one. And I do have the Caucasian grandma as well. But just to have different reflections and different iterations of dolls throughout their journey.
I agree 100%. So if Mattel is listening, you heard it here. We need more generational dolls, maybe some more grandmas, more grandpas, because we also have to ensure that the aging population is represented as well. And we're all going to get there too, right? Mm-hmm. Do you have anything there that's fashions or play sets or anything else that you would want to share?
Yes. This is, I would say, one of my favorites. And I got it. It was, new in box. Is that, was it the electric piano? This was so fun. I think I kept the box because I like the artwork as well, and the little music notes. And my daughters are, learning piano. They've taken lessons for many years. So this has just been a nice scene. Maybe I'll do a recital diorama. They have a recital coming up in June. So I like sometimes to create little scenes that mimic, some of the real life situations that we're going through. So this one is super fun.
Does it work?
It does. Let me see if it's on, and we can play a little ditty. Let's see. Too cute, right? Oh my goodness, the kids love this. They'll come in and play from time to time with this and the memories. And then it has a cute little bench that opens.
You got the bench too.
Got the bench. So look, it's got some music notes in there, or some music sheets of music in there too. So the realism and the detail, I believe this was early 80s. I just feel like unmatched. And so I like little special pieces like this. And I got this a few years ago. So I didn't have it as a kid, but that's a nice part about being an adult collector. If something resonates, right? The different resources now. And I had something on my list. I might say, hey, I want to get this one. It was a great price too. And keeping things out of landfills. I got this, I think, on eBay.
I've been eyeing that on eBay too. I also always wanted as a kid. It was in one of those booklets. You know the booklets you'd get with the dolls?
Yeah.
Like, I need this piano.
Yes.
And I actually was at the thrift store the other day and I found like a little statue of and and this was me in the store, like, is this, I had to go to the Barbie section. I'm like, is this Barbie scale? Will this, and I've been eyeing that item for a long time, and just, it is such a cute piece. And the fact that it still works is amazing.
It's amazing, right? Well, I will keep an eye out too for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. How many dolls would you say you have in your collection?
Ooh, I've never counted, but if I had to guess, I would say somewhere between maybe 600, 750.
That's a good number.
If my family were here, they might yell out a different higher number, but we're gonna stay in that range.
I'm just gonna estimate. Yeah, it's a nice little medium.
Yeah,
maybe it's 600, maybe it's 1600, whatever.
Right.
And do you have like a doll room? Are you in that room, or is it kind of spread out all over your home?
Yeah, a little bit of both, but I would say for this space, because sometimes I do teach virtual live courses. So, I might change the background. I have like books and things like that behind me. So this is kind of my office space, and I tried to make it like a little cubicle. So I've got a shelf on the other side of my monitor. And that shelf, again, optimizing space. That shelf has bins with doll clothes and things like that. And then I've got another shelf, my Barbie Dream House, and then another house here. So it's still, I try to make it movable for, especially my youngest, when she still wants to come in and play, and then still have my kind of office space. So the average person, if I'm on a work meeting, they would never know I'm across from me. I'm staring at dolls.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Oh, and then in the dollway, I've got some more dolls in the hallway too.
Which you called the dollway.
I call it the dollway. It's not a hallway,
it's a dollway.
It's a dollway.
I like that. Is there a grail that you're still on the hunt for? Because I know we always mention the word grail. Is there one that you're still trying to get?
You know what? And I can't say that I've really tried to get it, but every now and then, especially at the top of our conversation, I think I need to get those roller skating dolls. I know they had a fashionista version. I feel like because they're so special, my twin and I both had the Barbie and the Ken. I think I need I need to get those dolls. And then I'm thinking about another peaches and cream doll. Like I said, I have my doll, but then I think I swapped her head and the dress is a little discolored. I think those would be on my list.
I've got Peaches. I did purchase a Peaches out of box. She's in decent condition, missing a ring and all that. But I don't have the skating, and I also did want them. But I did grab one of these.
Oh, yeah. See, and maybe I should even get that one. Yeah.
I mean, is it the same? Of course not. But it's a nice, like, modern day twist, right?
It is. And a little nod. See, we still see the purple. It's a nice little nod. It is. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be a backup for sure. Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
No problem. And you did mention your daughters. And so when your daughters come in that room, which is also kind of works, it's an office / playroom, do you let them play with any doll, or are you specific on what they can play with?
I let them play with any doll because I know they're really appreciative. And I do feel like I've showed them how to be as careful as possible. Now, have I let their friends and maybe smaller relatives come in here and maybe a couple things got damaged? So maybe then I would be a little selective or have I've thought about having like a Barbie bin, and maybe it's even a little basket where I put dolls that they can play with. Maybe it's even some of the dolls that I let my students use when they do their fun little icebreaker. I thought about doing that, and maybe even when friends and family come over, because I think it's so therapeutic, have a little container with brushes. We love those quintessential Barbie brushes. And I think just sit on the couch, chill, get you a beverage of choice, and just brush and let the cares of the day fall away and style up some hair. So yes.
Therapy. It's a little therapy session.
It's all therapy. I'm all about it.
Sure is. So they've never turned any of your dolls into a weird Barbie?
They have not. There was a doll. I never got an honest answer. Their cousin was in town, and I don't think their cousin was really used to being around Barbie dolls. It was the Barbie style, one of the early ones with the pink suit. Do you remember that blonde, kind of crimped bob? Yeah, and a blue dress, a baby blue, like smocked sundress. One of them took a Sharpie to the forehead. Kelly. I was like, who did this? And no one wanted to say. Fortunately, I Googled, I think I used hand sanitizer and it rubbed away, but I still don't really know to this day who did it, but it was crisis averted, and don't do that again.
Oh my, I felt the heart palpitations and my temples were starting to like just hearing that. I
Exactly.
experienced a cousin like cutting off my doll's hair.
Yeah.
Or taking like, a doll with crimped hair. And I like to keep my dolls like in original condition,
Yes.
combing the crap out of her hair. And I was like, no,
Don't
don't
do
do
it.
that. Yeah.
See, we relate. We understand. We understand.
Yes, we do. We do.
As I mentioned before, I really enjoy styling. And so this was a really fun doll, whether it's hair styling or clothing styling, maybe putting unconventional, looks together. And I like the pink, the animal color, the pop of blue, and just tying in different elements. Her hair was braided for a few years. And so my oldest daughter, who's into beauty, was like, "Oh, Mom, can I do her hair?" And so I always appreciate kind of just, even if I don't photograph or I wait to photograph, just having like I call it a styling sesh, especially after a long day or long week. I said, you know what, I'm just going to have some fun and play. Maybe I like beauty as well. Maybe I take some markers or paint or a color pencil, watercolor pencil, and I might touch up the makeup or try something different that's not too permanent and polish the nails. And it's just a fun way to express my creativity. So that's something fun I like to do.
And I love that because you're doing something that's not permanent, because tomorrow you might be in a different mood and you want her to look different and you're not locked in to that look.
Yes, absolutely. The dolls that I do unbox, sometimes instantaneously, I will change their look. And it's not like I don't like the clothes that they came in, but I'm like, oh, maybe she's a college student or maybe she's about to go shopping. And I just, for the fun narratives and in different moods, like you said, I like to change the dolls up.
Awesome. I love that. And I love those boots. I think they're from the mini brands, the new series.
That's fun.
Which we still don't have in Canada. I got my capsules when I was in Jersey. We still don't have them here.
Right. Yes.
I know. I'm trying not to complain, but I'm like, it's been a while. Come on.
I know. And you inspired me because you got these, didn't you?
I did. When I was in Jersey at Christmas, I was at Target and I'm like, yep, I'll take 1, 2. I'll just take the rest of that you have here. And we still don't have them here in Canada.
Exactly. Add them to cart. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So a couple things from my childhood that I'm so grateful that my mom saved for me. That just, when I think about it, it just warms my heart. And do you remember these? The furniture?
Yes. I forgot the name of this actual set,
I know,
but it was like a living room set.
a living room set. And I have these covered, which I can uncover, but the pink and the blue, I love the reversible. And I remember as a kid thinking, this is so clever that the design team thought about if someone wants to take a nap or rest. And I always loved those details. And then, so she kept these. I mean, they're in really great condition still.
Yeah, look at the pattern and the material. The pattern almost looks like an embroidery almost on it. I know it's hard to see on the camera.
It does, yes, it really does. And in fact, you know what? These have been on here long enough. Let me take it off real quick live.
No problem. Let's
this
do it.
fabric just takes me back to my childhood.
Look at how awesome that is that you just wrapped it in like paper to just give it a different kind of look.
To give it a different look. This was like a fireplace scene a few years ago. The girls and I helped, and we just used napkins from a holiday party. Again, reuse, right? And then it still has a little tag on it. Oh, and pink and blue.
The pink and the blue, you could flip it whichever one you want. They just don't make it like they used to anymore. And I'm pretty sure this furniture I used it as like patio furniture because I feel like it has that dual look.
Oh my gosh, that's actually a really great, almost even like a sunroom. Like I watch those home decor shows on YouTube, like Homeworthy and Architectural Digest, and I love to see. I've seen some people use these in that space. I love that idea. And then when we would go visit my grandma, who's still living, love you, Grandma Darby, we would sleep. She'd have so many family members at the house, and I always loved that her couch in the living room would be a fold away? Is that what the convertible couch? And we would, sleep out there.
A pull out, maybe?
Pull out, yeah. And again, I just remember being a kid thinking, this is really cool. And so same thing with the cushion. I could take this on or off and customize it. But that patio idea, the backyard, I like that. You inspired me, Kelly.
I'm glad. So if there's any patio dioramas in the future, just make sure you credit,
You know I
tag
will.
me.
You know I will.
No,
You
I'm
know
kidding.
it.
But, and the thing is, when you look at doll furniture now, like this is not to step on Mattel but they're just hard plastic. There's nothing to them. It's just a pink couch. There's
Yeah.
no softness to it.
Yeah.
There's no
It's a
dual,
character. Yes.
yes.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. There is a doll actually I just thought of that my sister, who's not a doll collector, we did play for a little bit, but I would say by the time she was 8, she wasn't really into it. So she gave me her dolls. She got this doll for me. She bought this doll, I want to say in the early 2000s off of Finger Hut. Do we even know if Finger Hut still exists? I would say they were like an Amazon, everything from soup to nuts you could get on that website. It used to be a big catalog business, I remember in the 80s. But she knows that I love the dolls, and I wasn't even collecting per se during this time. And she said, Cass, this doll was so regal. Bob Mackie, it made me think of you, and I just had to get her for you.
Wow.
So fantasy goddess of Africa, Barbie.
Look at those details. Bob Mackie, like always, just...
Always.
Oh my goodness. Look at that headpiece, the detailing, and like the box is huge. Oh no, she fell. That's a nice blooper.
Is this even a podcast episode?
Not a blooper. We need a blooper. Well, that's a good
We need a blooper. I'm sorry, girl. She's okay, good. But you're right. The neck piece, the headpiece. I kept her in the box for all these years, so maybe I do need to find a way to like bring her out, showcase her. But this was, as soon as I opened the box, when I first received her, this was the artwork. And my husband is an illustrator, and he teaches concept art. And so just the detail, the illustration, and it's signed. This in and of itself, the packaging, the artwork, it's always feels so special to me too. So I appreciate this. And I have my undergrad degrees in fashion design. I went in a different direction, but appreciate fibers and fabric and silhouette and all that good stuff, how things are made, which is fun. Since she fell,
Since she fell, we have
Since she fell, should we go ahead and just show?
Is this the first time she's been out of boxes on Barbie Talk?
It's the first time. I've never taken her out.
I feel so special. Look at this doll.
I mean, look, even on her wrists, she's got a ring. I mean, and I just, it made me tear up, I would say. I've got to have my moments because my sister knew, and my mom too, I guess, some kind of way, Barbie's going to come back to you in your life, whether you have kids or not. We sense that because this was such a special part of your childhood that she's going to make her way back to you. And so they've sewn literally into my collection. And honestly, my sister doesn't even remember giving this doll to me. Oh, little feather. I've asked her about it, but she knows, she's like, I love you. I'm sure I did something special for you, but here she is in all her glory.
Oh my goodness. Is she wearing any shoes? The dress is so long. I can't even see if she's got shoes.
You know what? I think I did take the shoes off, even though I didn't remove her from the box. I think I used them for something. They are dress heels in this color. So I'll have to find them, but I don't think they're on right now.
You can't even see them. I was just curious because you can't see it.
She did, but you're right. And that's the beauty of it, is that they don't show, but they still made shoes for her.
They're beautiful shoes. I'm sure they're not just they were beautiful.
They were beautiful. Yeah, of course they were. Little T-strap, burgundy high heels that I was like, okay, Mattel. Okay, Barbie.
Wow. Thank you, Bob Mackie, for these beautiful dolls. Yeah. Like, just stunning. And you know what? You can keep her out of the box and you can put her back because she's kind of has the setup. Like, you can do either way. You can even put the backing behind the box so she's still in the box. But the box does take up a lot of space. But either way, she's beautiful wherever she is.
Look at you already giving me display ideas, Kelly. Okay.
Patio dolls.
Right. Come on with the inspo. And we talked about that earlier, giving this community flourishing, inspiring each other, encouraging each other. And that's why I stay here. Even in the busy seasons of being a working mom and a wife in life, I still come back to this hobby to connect, to express my creativity. And that's why I love it here so much.
Exactly. Well, she can hang out on your new patio.
Yeah, come on, girl.
That's awesome. Well, that was a good one, Cassie. That was a beautiful doll.
Okay, do you want to see a car?
I want to see a car. Barbie's got to drive. She's got to get somewhere. Oh. This is like a Volkswagen.
You got it. That's what it is. Yeah, like a station wagon, huh?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, I guess the official is, look, I don't have my glasses on. V something.
The Volvo. I said a Volkswagen. I meant a Volvo. Yes.
Yes.
I've never seen this car.
This one is so fun because look, and I want to say maybe my niece, who's like 27 now, she may have been around early 20, like playing with dolls around this time, because I think she did have the van. It was a purple van. I've got the pink one. This was so fun because it has the car seats, and my girls are 2 years and 1 day apart. So they were in car seats at the same time. We had the double stroller. My mom got this for me. She found it at an estate sale, and she called me up, like whispering, talking about how she was going to negotiate and get it for me. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it if it's too much. And then she sent me a text and she said, I'm at the post office right now and it's on its way to you. And so this is just sweet. It's been fun. It's got seat belts, and I've kind of kept it as is. A little tip, I do keep a little fan makeup brush for dusting and my dioramas and things like that. So this does need a little dusting, but just a fun kind of meeting me where I was, in my parenting journey and connecting it to dolls. And the girls they still like to play with this one.
Yeah, and I love that because it's not just like the standard Barbie's in a Corvette, Barbie's in an Ultravet, Barbie's in a Ferrari, she's in a convertible top. This is more relatable to, again, as we're growing in our life and in our journey. What I'm curious to know, though, is did that car come with the car seats?
It did. And Kelly, I believe they're movable.
Out. So here's where I'm curious about Mattel's thinking. If Barbie's not married and Barbie doesn't have children, how come that car exists?
Ooh, this may have been, and someone keep us honest in the comments, this may have been part of Happy Family.
That would make sense, but the license plate says Barbie.
That's it. You know what? I thought about that earlier too, because I was going to show Barbie things, but
like if that was Midge's car,
why didn't
it could be Midge's car because Midge's got the family, the whole Happy Family thing. But interesting, like I've always sometimes the storyline gets a little.
Yeah, and that's the marketing. That's the marketing side of you too, huh?
There you go. It's so true. It's very true. Very true. But I love that vehicle. It reminds me of the Barbie minivan that came out in, oh my God, late 90s. I wanted it so badly. And there was a car seat in there, but it was for Kelly, Barbie's little sister.
Yeah, not like a little baby.
Right. So those, could those be for Chelsea? Who knows? But anyways, if anybody knows the storyline here, leave a comment below, educate us a bit, because I'd like to understand. But I love it. I love that vehicle.
Yeah, and the 2 different car seats, which is fun. And of course, safety first, and Volvo is known for safety, right? Yeah.
Yes, shout out to Volvo.
Yes. Yay.
Do you have something there that you'd like to share that maybe was hard to find?
I do. And I've kept this one in the box, so I'll show the box first. Let's see. So this is a designer line. It's Kith.
I don't think I've ever seen this doll.
Yeah, so a Barbie and Kith collaboration. Let me show you. And there she is, kind of a luxe streetwear vibe. She came with some other items. It's almost as though she's in the store. This was a different doll, especially because she's got like a blonde short cut, but the sweatsuit and the cute little booties and the coat, the camel coat, as well as some sportswear items. This was just the moment I saw her, I was like, she is so cute. I really wanted to get
find her.
So you know what? My husband had purchased some things from the brand Kith before. And so he already was able to get online because he had an account set up earlier. I want to say it sold out under 10 minutes. And I've kept her in the box. I did make a funny reel going back to your earlier question, where my daughter has scissors and she's about to cut the doll. And I run in, I come through the doorway like, girl. And then I hand her a Barbie fashionista to play with because it's like, no. This one is special and I'm going to keep her here. And I love to see maybe for people who weren't able to get the doll, or I don't know, because I think aftermarket's probably pretty high, but I know a couple people that like created and inspired by dolls. So I like to see that too. I've done that with the Aaliyah doll when it sold out. And so that just shows so much ingenuity and creativity, but this was just fun. She comes with some other pieces. So some warm-up pants. So will I open her one day? I'm still not sure, but she looks just as special in the box. And I like the visual merchandising elements too. So here she is.
Yeah, I love the clothing hanger. There's like almost like a bench or something behind her.
It's a bench. You got it.
And you know what? Like, again, there's no formula to collecting. Keep her in the box. One day you want to remove her, you remove her. If you don't, it's whatever you want.
I love that. It's your prerogative. And that's the beauty of this community. We collect as we feel inspired.
Definitely. So I've had such a great time with you today, Cassie. Thank you for sharing your creativity, your perspective, your joy, your collection, your dioramas, your personal stories. And I think what makes people love your content is it's not just about the dolls. It's about imagination, storytelling, your humor, and just creating a space where people feel seen and inspired. And so on behalf of the doll community, I want to thank you.
Thank you so much. And I love what you said earlier about welcoming and inviting. This is a space for everyone. And we all need more creativity and expression, whatever that looks like for each individual, to make this world a more beautiful place. So thank you for doing that through your content and with this wonderful podcast. I appreciate you. And I know so many others do too.
That warms my heart. I'm so grateful for you, Cassie. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
It's amazing how one doll can remind us to take a step back, laugh, and enjoy the creative ride. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you love all things Barbie. And if you enjoyed this episode, click here to see one of my other episodes. Thanks for watching.